It's kind of like a scary movie. I'm into it.
It is really scary. Oh, it just went right to us. All right, everybody.
How did you like that intro?
that we tried so good this time. We're gonna get right to there. Last time I did it. All right. What's up, Yins? Welcome to Smart House, a Pittsburgh podcast about smart technology, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the future. I'm your host, Dustin, Dowling, and today's guest is Stacy Gerba. Stacy, what is up? Yeah,
there she is.
It's looking good now.
Yeah, I'm blocking the Stacy, which is probably that's fine.
Oh, you just need to move around. Everyone always says that right away. They're like, I'm blocking my own name. I'm like, it's fine. I said your name.
He spelled it right, which is all that matters.
Yeah. The first promo I put out today, it was not spelled right. And I quickly deleted it because that's when I started looking at you on social media, and I was like, there's no E. There's no E.
No, and neither is there in the Stacy's mom song. It's Stacy.
Oh,
so
that's one of my favorite songs, by the way.
10th grade ruined it for me.
Oh, really?
Or it ruined my 10th grade, I should say.
Oh, I was going to say, is there a story
Fountains
behind
of
it?
Wayne. No, just the lyrical content alone. When you're in 10th grade, that is not what you want people singing to you in the hallways.
Oh, yeah. I still loved it. Anyways, I was trying to say Smart House, and I always say it, I don't think as good, but do you have a Yinzer accent?
Smart House. Yeah.
Oh, that's
all you
way
have to
better.
do is channel your inner Uncle Jimmy.
Oh, that's a million times better. See, I always consider mine like not a full Yinzer because I live like more north, so it's like redneck Yinzer, and it's just more annoying. And I just like add a lot of plurals. Like if you go, like you don't go to Walmart. We goes to Walmart's.
Yeah, and when it was Ames, it was Ames's.
Yeah, Ames's. You get Ames's, and like Aldi's.
Aldi's.
You go to there's no apostrophe S on all.
There isn't.
Aldi.
It's just Aldi.
It's just Aldi.
They should have gone with an S.
That's
to
a
begin
good question.
Because
They
I feel
always
like
calling it that.
I don't know about other cities, however. I guarantee they're putting S's on it just because it feels most natural. Aldi's. Get an Aldi's.
Did you grow up around here? Are you Pittsburgh?
Yeah, through Dormont. So, yeah,
Dormont.
South Hills. As Yinzer as it gets.
All right. So then that explains why you have the much better. How would you give me a sup Yins? Welcome to Smart House.
Hey,
for me?
sup Yins. Hey, how Yins doing? Welcome to Smart House. I don't have a real big house. We got like a Steeler flag outside though.
It's
bad. All you have to do is exaggerate it and make it
you just
awful.
keep exaggerating. You just like, I got the Steelers out there, and I got a whole bloop of Ben Roethlisberger. He's out there in the wind. He's a little scary to the women, but they're not too sure about it.
There was a survey not too long ago where they did, the brackets of the worst dialect in all of America.
okay.
It was between us and I think Scranton. Scranton won.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you what Scranton sounds like.
Scranton as in like from The Office Scranton?
Yeah,
Oh.
like Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I don't know. That's a win for me, though.
So like
The Office.
Wilkes-Barre sort of area.
Okay, yeah. So the show's about smart technology, Stacy. Do you have any? I don't see a watch on. I don't believe.
Oh man.
No, I do see your iPhone over there. So you got that.
It's true. I do have an iPhone. Yeah. All right. So I actually just had to buy a new iPhone. So this is a 6S I'm rocking. I have to pick up my 11 sometime today.
Oh, I
guess.
thought you bought the 6X.
Yeah, I wish I could still be using it. I mean, it's still working. We're going to be passing it off. Babies due, right, in July. So we're passing it off to somebody that needs to be able to receive pictures that uses a track phone. But my phone history is, in the last 10 years, I think I've had 3 phones. First was a BlackBerry. And then I had this, like a 5 and a 6S. And I'm like, man, I can hang on to these for a long time. I don't scratch them. You take good care of them. I don't like change. And I don't like to upgrade. And I have very, very few apps on this phone.
Now, did you know? Now, at some point in time, like they literally hit like an off button where they make your phone worse.
Is that so? It's
true. Have you noticed? Like one day, you're just like, "What happened? It was fine yesterday, and today it's a brick."
I always thought that was like a myth that Apple wears down your battery. They're just going to make you upgrade. I'm like, well, I don't know.
It's a literal. Well, their excuse is that they're adding updates for newer version phones, and eventually it's kind of hard for them to do that, and so they just kind of start stressing out your phone on purpose. So you're right. They do stress out. It's not like a fake thing. It's totally true,
dude. Well, I'm probably, certain apps, if you were to try to have me download them, I wonder if my 6S would be compatible.
See, I have so many apps on my phone, and like a million apps. So when I get a new phone, it's like literally a new world. It's like, everything works. This is amazing. Everything's so fast. I wish you had your new phone today, because I want to see.
Because that'd be a great sensei right here.
Yeah, well, I want to see if there's something new. Do you feel like, would it be like, a new phone? You're like, this thing does too much for me now.
So this 6S, right, it has that home button on it. I'm going to have to swipe and... whatever else.
There's a physical button. I forgot.
Yeah, there is.
There's a physical button on this 6S.
Look at you dinosaur.
That thing has to have, and you have one of the clear filter, not whatever, screens on it.
You have to.
It's just a big dust collector. No, you don't have to. That's a fake thing. They put so much money into making these beautiful touch screens so everything works correctly, and then you guys come over and just slap this sticky piece of plastic
you see, Dustin,
where all the dust.
There's no cracks.
Oh, okay.
I'll replace them every few months.
All right. Well, true. Yeah.
I don't know. Cracks or just how they made it. You know, I worked with a guy who actually worked for Apple many moons ago, before iPhones were invented and whatnot. He was rocking a 3 for a good long time, and the man never used a case, never in his life. And I was like, oh my gosh, your phone is naked? That's really risky business. And he said, do you realize Apple makes this so the sensory, like the pleasure sensors are going off?
That is true. And I have.
Even their packaging,
oh my
opening
goodness.
up a box.
Oh my goodness. That is like an experience. It's called an experience.
Yeah.
I think even the Apple Watch, they designed the packaging that when you open it, it kind of went, it kind of like opened for you. And so it was like, oh. But that's really funny. Like you talk about the 3G, that thing weighed like nothing. You probably could throw it against the wall. I do remember a flip phone that you could like flip it and then whip it, and it would crack against the wall, and you just, and it's fine. You know, you can get some T9 back in there, no problem.
T9, that's all you need. Yeah.
Do you remember what T9 is?
Whenever the texting, like
it
three
was
times, you don't have
texting,
to do three times for F anymore.
Yes, exactly. You don't have to go
predictive.
3 times, like, those idiots taking forever. There was like basically a quick way, and you had to type in the whole word really fast.
Dustin, I don't mean to keep getting off like the format of today, but did you know that I invented texting probably back in 2nd or 3rd grade?
How is that?
Well, I guess it was TTY for the deaf, I suppose. But like on a phone, I would look at it because we, like the play phones. I'm like, just push this 3 times and that'll be an F. When like 2 times for B, and I could send a message to people.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. See, you have
You're
the
welcome.
mindset.
You're welcome.
See, there's probably like this genius technology woman in there that's ready to like invent all these amazing things, and you have shut her down and shut her out.
Oh. All right.
You need to maybe.
I'll delve
check
into
this
that.
out. So you don't have a watch. You only have a phone.
No, yeah, that's.
Do you
that's
have
about it.
like an Alexa Dot or anything like that?
No, nothing that
Nothing
I
in your
talk to.
house?
No. Mm-mm.
I think you said you might have a smart TV.
So it's a smart LG something.
Because
or
you're kind of forced, like if you're a new TV. Okay, so like I was
because you
telling
can't have
earlier,
Netflix on your Wii anymore, your Nintendo Wii.
Yes, you're
compatible with a box TV. Been there.
Well, I guess that comes to the purpose is what's happening, and like you have to buy a new phone here, or you already bought a new phone. It's coming tomorrow. Is that you're being forced into this technology? You didn't want a smart TV, but you kind of have a smart TV.
I'm not ahead of the curve though.
Yeah.
Like I don't purposely seek it out.
But do you think there's going to be at one point that you're just like, I'm done, accept, like no more, stop it, I can't accept this.
The fingerprint thing and the face recognition kind of freaks me out.
But
like my thumb opens it, but it's like, all right, what does that mean?
But like at my gym, it's a whole facial thing. I have to be wearing my mask. It has to know who I am, and I have to have the correct temperature. Otherwise, I can't get in. And it's all facial recognition.
What gym is this?
This is YMCA up in Katanning. And that's why it blew my mind, because it was like, if this place is getting this type of technology, which by the way, Katanning is a very small town out in the boonies. And if this place is accepting this technology on the Allegheny, like I can't imagine, like you're not gonna be able to go anywhere. And also, if it's getting your temperature, I'm sure it's also checking like if you had your vaccines, and if you have, like you might not be able to get across some of these bridges unless you get past a face scan.
That freaks me out. Yeah.
It freaks me out.
Freaks me the heck out. So I almost err on the safe side of technology just because of the fear of everything. Like in your monologue to open that up, you were saying all things IT or whatever, all the acronyms that you're saying, freaks me out.
That's so funny. I'm sorry, I was losing my spot. I was trying to find where, this is why I want to call this show maybe something else, because Smart House maybe not as a national show.
It's great. It's
because
great
people
for
not
us
know
users,
it's a great what?
It's great for us Yinzers. It hits
great
right
for-
in the heartstrings.
Oh, I know where it is. I see what I'm
Smart
doing.
house.
It's right in the smart house, and that's why bring everybody on that can do the Yinzer accent. But I was thinking of maybe calling it the Beta Podcast. Do you know what the word beta means in like tech savvy?
I couldn't tell you what. I know what GB, gigabyte, terabytes, but some of them I get lost in.
You're
all
like
this
in this
lingo.
like perfect thing where like you were able to function, have a conversation.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm saying.
Not your other part of your mind is doing other things, probably way more useful than what mine is doing, which is right now is now I can't even remember what we were talking about. Where did I even start this conversation?
That's the nature of conversations.
That's the
with me.
nature of conversations. Yeah. Anyways, I know we were kind of getting around
Beta.
to is back, being beta. Thank you.
That was 1 degree off of
One
where
degree
we were,
off.
but-
Okay, I can get back 3 times. We're gonna go back forward and go
then
back
we'll
once.
land on Kevin Bacon.
It's time travel. Right, land right on Kevin Bacon. I thought another idea for the name of the show would be the Beta Podcast, because the word beta is often used for like when you're testing things out.
I think of
in
fish.
Like video. You think of fish for
I
beta?
do, which is TTA, but yet like a beta fish.
A beta fish.
I
Okay.
I know what it is
We
in
are
technology.
so
Though. Yeah, worlds apart.
okay.
So,
Well, we're just gonna give a
But-
laughter because I was making a joke.
podcast is great.
See, yeah.
Got jokes.
We got jokes. Anyways.
Beta testing though, yeah.
Yes, beta
Makes sense.
testing. Right.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna find this intro. I really can't. I don't know what I did with it. Oh my goodness.
do you have a
I found it. There it is. Okay, here we go. And transition this.
Hey, what
okay,
you
and this.
talking about?
Yeah, this is a segment called "What Shane's Talking About," and then I do
What are you
the
talking about?
applause.
What are you talking about?
Oh, look at this thing. I had this running so great.
It's glitching on you in your
It's
tech
glitching
show.
on me like crazy, and it did not do this last
great.
week. All right, well, enough with the sound effects anyways. We're going to go into what's Yin's talking about, which is just like news and stuff, And I get this off here.
The
There we
news and
go. News and that. That's what I should have called it. News and
News
that.
and that.
All right, Stacy, we're going to get into the news here. Ahem. Did you know that Intel is using machine learning to make Grand Theft Auto, which is a video game, look incredibly and unsettlingly realistic? Did you know this?
I didn't know this, no. However, I will tell you the last video game I ever played would have been in the early 90s, maybe mid 90s.
Goodness. What game
And
was
it would
that?
have been Mortal Kombat. So,
That's
which,
hilarious.
by the way, the movie sucked. The new one wasn't any good.
We could talk about that too separately. Maybe we'll try to talk about that again. Put
Yeah,
that back in
Mortal
there.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
is in
because
there.
I didn't like it either. Our technician, he said he really liked it. And we were talking
it's a hit
about
or
it for a
miss,
while.
50-50 it seemed like the
Yeah.
consensus was. But I'll tell you what, Grand Theft Auto, or any video games nowadays though, I know that there's a whole sector of kids on YouTube where you're just going to open up the cesspool of like kids watching kids play video games. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, I mean, that's what TikTok kind of is. It's like people watching
TikTok
people
too,
watching
yeah.
people watching people.
Whatever the
watch-
format is. But,
Yeah.
but I do know that I've seen vicariously through these things. The graphics nowadays are ridiculous.
It
where
is
it does
crazy.
look ridiculously real.
Ridiculously real. And I kind of have a picture back here. It doesn't give it justice. I'll hopefully maybe put a link into it later. But what it's doing, it's really crazy what the software is doing. So, it's taking basically what Google Maps has and then like
Okay.
putting it, and then this is, the software is like figuring it out itself. So it's not like someone's going in there and like going, okay, match this street with this street. The software is smart enough that's putting the two together and like making like one thing. So at one point, I'm thinking like, you should just use that for anything. Imagine you're going to be in virtual reality. You're not going to know when you're in and when you're out because the algorithm's always like trying to match it together.
Sure.
So, look, have you ever been in VR? Have you ever played VR before?
No, I haven't. No, I don't know anybody like rich enough that has a headset that are gonna be like, "Hey, can I borrow that?"
They're actually pretty cheap. They're like,
Can you
cheaper
move all
than
the things that I
console.
could actually potentially break in your living room?
That is the biggest problem. I obviously have one, and like half the game is not like punching your TV or falling into your couch.
Okay.
So next, you got to come on again, and we'll have you
That
play
would be
VR.
dope. That's I will save my first VR experience for.
Awesome. So
Smart
you're
house.
at least going to be accepted to it, though. It's like you're
I
gonna
would,
do
yeah,
it.
I would. I think for the experience and for just the experience. That's
wanna
all.
do it.
But man, the Google Maps. If you're in some of these small town, like, have you ever visited Boston? like narrow streets of cobblestone. I'm pretty sure that's where that originated. Like these streets, what is this?
Well, that's what's
like where are they going to be driving for Grand Theft Auto?
I think it's going to be like anything else. I think it's going to evolve where it's everything. Like there's going to be enough data that Grand Theft Auto is not only going to be like made up maps that someone's made, but you can be like, I'm going to play the world.
I want to go to Poughkeepsie, New York.
Yeah. But you could literally drive anywhere. You could drive into your driveway and it will be your house. And with the software, it gets to a point, maybe you're not feeling good that day. Maybe you had a couple of drinks. You're playing this video game. You're all of a sudden, you're driving to your house. You go in, you're with your wife. Oh, wait. It's been 20 years. I've been playing this video game. Yeah, like what? Yeah, right.
Time loop.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
So are they really integrating Google Maps for it? Because what freaks me out a little bit with Google Maps, I can get lost in it. That's one thing I love about the technology is like I'll sit at an iPad and I'll be like, I'm really not that far from Nova Scotia. We're like, we're zooming this out. We're really not that far away. But like my grandma's street, she's sitting on the porch of her house. I'm like, oh gosh, I can find my Jeep and everything else.
You mean like Google Maps? You see her on the porch of the house?
Yeah. So
but it's her. She's all blurred out though.
Correct. They blur out the faces, but like, I mean, that's how quality assurance works. Are they blurring out all the faces? Did they get everybody?
But it's just funny that know at one point in time you were like going, Grandma, do you knew you were out there with the Google? She's like, I said hi to his, and there was no one.
Had a great Yinzer
There was
accent.
no one driving it. It just had like 30 cameras at me. I didn't understand. Didn't wave back at all.
Telling you.
That's
That's
creepy.
another thing that freaks me out. Do we have a soundbite for things that freak Stacy out?
Yeah, I know. I don't want to break the podcast again. But like that is weird. You'll be freaked out. There's a Rick and Morty bit where like they're in like an arcade. And like Morty gets in an arcade and like takes like 30 years of his life, and he's like, "Wow, Morty, that's pretty bad. Your 30s weren't pretty good there. You just wasted your whole time or something like that." Then he gets in and he wastes his whole time.
Dude,
that's what it's gonna be.
Tell you what.
And then you said like if it breaks and stuff, it's like the Spider-Verse. Maybe you didn't see that movie, the cartoon movie.
No.
It's like they're in and out of realities, but like you're gonna be in a video game and it's gonna be so realistic that you kind of forget you're in a game. But then it glitches a little bit. Like, what's your physical reaction to that going to be?
I don't know.
What if you're walking down the street and you realize everyone's faces are blurred out?
Yeah, that's weird.
You're like, oh crap! Did I wake up? Did I leave the VR in again? And then you're like,
could it be that real where that's your reality?
Let me point to the screen. I mean,
man,
I wish I could actually. That's supposed to be a slider. I wish if I could actually slide it because that's what the website does. It shows like this side is like the actual GTA.
Is there a food truck here? Are you hungry?
Yeah, I know. Let's just turn this on. We're actually in a virtual reality right now. You just take your goggles off. We're actually up here in the Green Tree Studios.
I'm not in Gateway Center.
Yeah, that would be super creepy. Well, now that we creeped everyone out, we're gonna move to some Bitcoin news here. Do you have any Bitcoin?
No comprehension of it at all.
No
I had friends that like a few years ago, they would talk about this. It was Bitcoin because it's been around. That's probably one of the first. Is it the first cryptocurrency that we know?
It is like the first, It's the first real one. I shouldn't say the first real one. The first one, they were like, oh, yeah, we're doing it this way.
I do remember an acquaintance of mine being like, yeah, Bitcoin, that's what you got to get into. It's like, I don't even want to like use a bank.
You're so off the grid. That's hilarious. Well, supposedly, so Tesla, because Elon Musk owned Tesla, the electric car company, they were accepting Bitcoin to buy cars. So obviously what people were doing, they were making tons of money off Bitcoin. And instead of like taking it back and getting it into U.S. dollars, they were like just straight up Bitcoin, way easier.
Is that an app to an app then?
You know,
to break it down for the layman.
I guarantee you, or I shouldn't say guarantee you, I would think that like with Tesla, you're probably purchasing these online or like talking to a dude that's purchasing it on an iPad. That it's just like PayPal. So like you just go online and say, I want the Tesla yada yada. How you paying? You want PayPal or Bitcoin or Doge? You're like,
Doge.
And I'm doing Doge. Doge is Doge is another crypto, right?
I didn't even know how to say it until about a week ago. Somebody on Twitter was like, it's Doge.
Doge. I thought it was Doggy.
Yeah, Doggy Coin is what others people. Is the logo not a dog?
Yeah, it's a meme because it's a joke. It's kind of like a joke coin.
Doge.
And then it did better. But it does sound like a Yinzer word, Doge. There's a movie with
If
Brad
you elongate
Pitt.
the O.
There's a movie with Brad Pitt.
You like dogs?
Yeah, you like dogs?
You like dogs?
You like dogs? Yeah, I like dogs. I like dogs.
that Snatch?
Dogs. Snatch, that's what it's called. By the way, that or Fight Club, probably top 2 movies.
Gosh,
Both
so
are.
good. Sticking feathers up your butt does not make you a chicken. It's good. I'm not a reader, but I've heard the book is not as good as the movie, which is rare.
That is rare. And,
movie was better.
There's a line where if a movie becomes so good, like I won't read that book. You know, because I'm like, I'm not ruining it for me. The level is already super high. Like, you going to read Game of Thrones? I'm like, I don't think so. Unless he's going to start writing them, and then they're not going to make them. I don't know, but that's not how I'm doing it.
I will leave you with one more thing about books. I am not a reader. The last book I read, 2014, Jurassic Park, which I shouldn't have read for that very
Stacy,
because it was such a great movie.
What do you do at your spare time? What do you?
She doesn't do much. No,
like,
don't
I know
ask
you
me that
work.
question. Yeah,
You're like nothing. Well, you're gonna have a kid soon, so that's gonna be your spare time. You've been preparing that time slot
We're
for
just
this
gonna watch
baby.
Jurassic Park on repeat.
Oh, man, we should, you're just throwing these great movies at me. I think we should go in the other room and just set up the theater. And it was like, hey, we're just gonna watch this. We're gonna watch Snatch. We're gonna watch Jurassic Park. There was another movie earlier we should be watching. Have you ever seen Idiocracy?
No.
Oh, okay. That's one we can talk about later.
It's a documentary or that's a movie?
It should be a documentary.
It's a movie.
It's a movie about the future that's so close with Owen Wilson.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Or is it Luke Wilson?
Luke Wilson. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're right.
I think I bookmarked it. I added it to a list somewhere.
You add to it, and what?
He's like the smartest person in the world left, or something.
Yeah, because everyone's idiot.
Okay.
And like Terry Crews is the president, and he has a machine gun. He's in Congress. Like,
Oh no.
it's wild. You said you marked it. What piece of technology did you mark it on?
So it would have been either like a shared login that I have of my mother's Netflix, or I do subscribe to Amazon Prime, which I'm kind of like, well, that's a joke anymore. They all send it all on Saturdays anymore. Nothing's overnight.
I like how you
I can't get a crock
shared...
pot tomorrow. I don't want to spend $10 on this anymore. Amazon Prime.
We just have a separate episode where it's a day in the life of Stacy. I'm very interested. You're running on an iPhone 6.
This is the most I've talked to anybody in a long time. Actually.
Oh, me too.
My husband is my best friend, and that's who I talk to all the time.
Low-key, I was saying I was making this podcast and like also calling it beta podcast because I'm like learning and teaching myself to do this. But really, I've just been so lonely, Stacy.
Goodness.
And this is just like, someone come down and talk to me. Like,
You want to talk?
You guys just want to talk about Yinzer stuff and technology? I got an iPhone. you got one of those iPhones? You can take pictures with it. I think the new one shoot 4K.
Are you you are an Apple guy then?
Yes.
He's got a MacBook.
Yeah. But everything else is, this is a lot of Google stuff happening over here. So
Okay.
Yeah. And at home, actually, when I do my smart house, that I guess I should. It's my smart house. It's my smart my smart. My smart house.
Smart house.
In my smart house, I have lots of Google everywhere. I have Google Homes, Google Hubs, Chromecast. The TVs are all hooked up. I got the Nest, which is like a big speaker. So it doesn't matter what room I'm in, I can say, hey, Google this. And the best part is I'm always asking questions. So I'm always talking to my house all the time.
That's outrageous.
Spelling, addresses. The best part, I got it hooked up right with Walmart because I do all deliveries. I don't barely leave my house for anything anymore.
You don't need to.
So I'm just like out of orange juice. This happened today. I was like, hey Google, tell Walmart I need orange juice, and then it's smart enough to know that I buy this certain type of orange juice, and then it just adds it to my cart.
Is it Donald Duck?
Is what, the orange juice?
Orange juice.
is that I forget. I was a Sunny D guy when I was
You
younger.
don't even remember because they pour it for you.
Yeah, you're right. Though I kind of remember because Sunny D had a weird like jug. It was different, like how it's shaped. Do you remember?
It's got not a swan neck, but yes.
It was very like a vase. I don't know. It was like very.
It's like a vase.
It was like a vase. And
Sunny D vase.
This was off the air, but I think we were talking about Darkwing Duck.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason, Darkwing Duck goes really well with Sunny D. I just remembered like
probably the commercials.
Yeah, I would. You're right. There's
the
commercials
90s,
in the '90s.
Oh,
and
purple stuff. Oh, you got Sunny D.
Oh, Sunny D. And then I would hear Darkwing Duck. Like, oh God, hurry up.
I wish we had those harmonies worked out. We could have done it.
Oh, that would have been great. I wish I had it keyed up if my technology was working.
That was back whenever you were allowed to have like a full minute of your theme song.
Yes.
Like the X-Men is so great. It's a minute long.
I was thinking about the X-Men. How's that go in my head too?
If you want to add something to your YouTube, hey, Dustin's house, add this to his YouTube channel, watching the making of X-Men's theme song. The guy takes you through the process.
Do you want to know something I actually did? Because I actually did this thinking that I would eventually have friends over, or people would actually come to my house again at some point in time, or have a date or something like this. You know, having my house all set up as smart, it's really cool. I can just ask it to play music and stuff like that. But I did do this. It's set up, I swear to God. You don't watch TikTok, so maybe you don't know. But I've come in, and if I go, hey, Google, sheesh, it will actually go back and start sheeshing me with the song.
So is it a song? Because I only know sheesh, and I know to spell it long for my 14-year-old niece to be down enough.
It's just
I don't know what any of the moves
It's
are.
a mix of viral trends, mostly through TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it's like basically two things that become one thing. What it was, people used to say sheesh, you know, in like that normal way, and then it was more of a negative connotation. And then I think an NBA player said something, or maybe that's the other thing. But anyways, it became a positive thing, and then kids start yelling it, and they start adding like chilled veins to it, and now everyone and if you're in elementary school and you walk into the building, all you hear is sheesh. So bringing all that, if you tell my smart house sheesh, it will sheesh you back.
Oh.
You know that we started this with a Elon Musk Bitcoin story that we barely got into. This is great.
Elon, he was just on SNL. I didn't watch any of the skits on SNL, but for current events, I guess he unveiled that he has Asperger's, which probably explained a lot of things to people.
Yeah, I mean, he does kind of talk like this. He's like, hey, you know, I just reinvented electric cars, and, you know, don't be mad at me. It's kind of what it was.
I don't have an Elon Musk impression.
That's my best one. He just leans, because I kind of do that. I kind of have the head that leans a little forward. I don't know if it's because you're cold, or you're just trying to get, you just want to talk to something, or talk to something or somebody. Anyways,
Elon is no longer going to accept Bitcoin for Teslas.
Yes. Thank you for bringing me back.
What's like the low end, what's like their average sedan for a Tesla? I've seen them on the roads, but I'm like, holy crap.
I don't even remember. I do know, if I start guessing prices, I'll be totally off. I do know the cheaper one is like not that crazy off. Like it's like regular people.
Less than 100,000?
I think it's around 100,000. I want to maybe it's 90,000 might be the bottom. Wow. But you're also not getting these like luxurious cars. You're just getting electric cars. I've seen videos of talking about Teslas, and they start touching them and stuff. I hear everything you touch, like you just press any type of plastic, it's like crack, crack. It's like you're squeezing like an old Nintendo thing cartridge, and it just makes that sound. But yeah.
You want to hear? All right, so we're talking technology here. Mm-hmm. So I remember buying my first vehicle. It would have been, I graduated in 2005. It was around 2006, I think. I was like 18 or 19 whenever I bought my first car. And I remember looking at stuff with power windows and power locks, right? And my dad is like, you don't want power windows. You don't want power locks, Stace. That's just going to break. All it is just it's just going to break. Don't get a sunroof. All it's going to do is leak. Anything that things have, like I have...
Those are TikToks. You just need to get on TikTok. That would viral right there. I could see my dad saying
Stacy being a curmudgeon.
Curmudgeon, hashtag curmudgeon.
Via her dad or whatever. But even now, like my current Jeep Wrangler, so it's a 2013. It has a CD player, but it also has a auxiliary cord where that's about it. But I'm about to lose my headphone jack. Like, what am I going to do?
Oh, you got to this is what I was talking about.
I gotta do.
Oh, you're going to burn CDs? You're going to go backwards.
None of these computers have CD-ROMs anymore.
We actually have a CD burner in the back. If you want to come, that should be just a video. And I was talking about doing a day in a life. Oh my God, this is going to happen. Let's do a day in a life video.
Burning CDs.
And you come to the studio and we burn you a regular CD. Music CD. And you put it in your car.
I purged a lot of CDs not too long ago, probably 5 years ago or so. And it was a sad day, but I'm like, I have it all on an iPod.
That's hilarious.
I kept some of the best of, though.
See, I just got a newer Jeep. Newer as in it's newer than the one I had before. But the problem is, it's all analog. So no power windows, nothing. And like after years and years, I don't think I ever had a car that didn't have it. It's the worst.
It's a different world, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, every day I get out of the car and I'm yelling at my kid, lock the door, lock the door, lock the door. I've had the car for a year. She can't remember.
Man,
it's
that's
impossible.
funny.
I'm always just like
Even like for
reaching
an
over.
11-year-old to have a concept of locking the door.
None. It's never going to happen because by the time she even can drive, she might not be driving because there'll just be vehicles out there driving for her.
Totally.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't seem to have a choice. Like, you're trying to stay out of it. You know, you're not
to stay out of it.
You are just going to have to keep going, and eventually it's like, I need to be tracked.
The
I need to be
luxuries
this.
that I love, that will draw me in. Whether it's for music, right? Big music listener. I'll tell you what, that'll make me upgrade.
And that's what it is, because you're a big music thing. And that's actually kind of got me into, like, you know, doing some stuff online. Because when I really got into music is when Napster was big. Because I think I only bought 3 CDs ever in my entire life. Because and this is funny, I think one was WWF Wrestling Entrances. That was a CD I bought. All That, the Nickelodeon soundtrack show. So it was All That.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and they had a bunch of
TLC and
other
company.
stuff. Yeah, they had some TLC songs on there. And then all of a sudden they had Napster, and I was like, well, done with this.
Yeah. And when Napster went away, mine was Kazaa. Was the next.
Kazaa,
That was a bigger entity for me.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because it was just whatever the next torrent.
Our morning girl Abby makes fun of Kazaa and all that because we all were part of that download culture where you have no idea what virus you're risking coming onto your family's PC, but like it would come from radio stations where people will have like a little bit of a jock right before Evanescence's "Bring Me to Life,"
So
and then in the
funny.
middle would be like this.
Yeah. Like I think I remember had some NSYNC songs, and at first you would just kind of hear the DJ, you know, because he always has that last thing you got to say when the song's still playing. And it's like, I'm trying to impress this.
Why do we talk
here.
over the intros? Oops. Ruining Dustin's moments.
When I was a kid, you know what I thought was crazy? I did not understand, like, how do they time it up so perfectly?
It's an art form, yeah.
Yeah. Or are they cheating?
So
and
our
it's already-
3WS people are the best at it
Oh.
because they know those intros.
So, but for real though, did you guys? It's pre-recorded and you threw it in though, right? Or do you really are like, I can do this
You
live?
have that capability now, but you can also use it where you're talking of it.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're talking about cyber attacks, and we're talking about viruses, and so we're gonna switch over to like cyber attack news. And since you do some reads for radio, you can read this first part, or you can read all 3 points. But this is what's going on the last couple of days.
HTTPS:// How about, what is a / and what's a backslash?
Do you know
Nobody knows.
You know what's really funny about the / There's no need for 2. The first guy did it, and then he did it twice for no reason. And now it's
that was
this
part
extra,
of it where you had to memorize this. Like to go to Nickelodeon.com, it was like HTTPS, and eventually that got into your system.
And by the time it didn't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Do you remember how weird that was to type in
Yeah.
www. something and you're like, it's not working. What's wrong? Why is this not working? You're like, you got this special code. Stacy, you're so great with my ADD.
Nostalgia is great. Yeah. So one of the United States' largest pipelines was taken offline this week following a cyber attack. So the Colonial Pipeline, which I'm sure nobody's heard of until now, the Colonial Pipeline. Where's it based out of? I don't even know. Which carries like almost 50% of fuel for the eastern side of the U.S. Said it took certain systems offline and. To contain the threat.
Yeah, the first thing I thought.
So they had to shut it down.
That's the thing. They shut it down. The cyber threat didn't actually shut anything down. They had the cyber threat, and then they shut it down.
They
shut that down.
Right on.
And then you're so much better. And then so after that, people started to panic and stuff, and like they were like buying 20 gallons. Wait, is that even right? I shouldn't even think of the math. How many gallons goes in? No, 20 gallons is a normal amount. Like way excessive amount. Yeah, I think I can put
I hold like 17.
Yeah, I can put
Jeep
like
Wrangler?
16 gallons. Jeep Wrangler?
Yeah.
I got the Jeep Patriot. Yeah.
So maybe 15 is your average sedan, 13 to 15.
But like people were just losing their mind. Same with toilet paper. No different. Hey, I need my notes back.
My goodness. But what was the Russian hacker?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I forgot. You got all these more notes going on here. Do you want to wait? Do you want to keep reading? Oh, okay. But yeah, that's what's funny part is shouldn't say it's funny because this is crazy how
it's kind of funny.
People they're not getting their gas and how easy it seems to be that people can just turn our gas off. But yeah, it's by a Russian hacker group called Darkseid.
Dude, Russia. Oh, man. Like, I don't even have any Russian friends as, like, buffers. Like, you, with your smart house, you want to be friends with the robots, right? You don't yell at them, right? Because you never know when they're going to betray you.
Oh, see, that's also another story with the smart house. And at one time, I got real upset with Google because it wasn't turning the lights on correctly, because it does that. And I yelled derogatory statement at it. And I'm not kidding. It says, "Please don't talk to me that way."
It's boundaries. That's good. The robots have boundaries.
But it addressed that it did not like what I was saying to it. It wasn't like, "I don't understand you, repeat this." It's like, "Don't talk to me like that."
Wow.
And so at what point is it that I start like listening into a regular conversation? It's like, "Hey, we heard you talking about that Colonial Pipeline and saying you should, not go get gases. You should shut up about that."
Gosh. Well, yeah, the gas. Well, I don't even know. Dude, Pittsburgh has always had the highest gas prices. I don't know why we don't throw more of a fit about it. Who's with me?
I don't even that's just because of crazy taxes and stuff, but that's true. That is true.
Pittsburgh's always been super high.
Do you ever go to the gas pump going, "Not today, I'm not filling up. I'm waiting next week"? Are you one of those people at all?
No. So if I'm at a quarter tank, fill it up. Because I don't even like the risk of,
Yeah.
you have 20 miles once you reach E. That freaks me out.
I just don't know who's planning their lives right now going, "All right, I'm not going out today." There was a cyber attack. It's like, no, I got to go to work. If I need gas, I'm going to get gas.
The only time I will refrain from filling up a gas tank is when it's like 18 degrees below zero.
Okay.
I'm like, icicles on my face. I'd rather not. So
I've done
wait.
that.
We'll wait until the weather breaks. That's the only time I'll hesitate on filling up. But
at my poor times, which maybe would come back again, I do remember going, "Okay, I got $5. I can put $5 in the tank, and that makes me to the Sheets and back. Sheets, my destination and back, or whatever.
I've always just been put it on the credit card and
gas on the credit card.
Don't even pay no mind, because I've always had Jeeps where it's like they're thirsty.
Oh, they are thirsty, but that's scary. I feel like I've done that before, but I feel like that's just funny money and gas. It's scary.
Yeah. You can only do that if you're like somewhat comfortable. And you're just like, don't think about the gas. Don't think about it.
I like I'm trying to talk with her.
Oh yeah, that's a good sound. Let's both do it.
I was going to do a Bane impression, but I forget what he actually says.
I don't know.
During
Gotham. What does he say?
Gotham. Oh man,
that's another one.
We need to get someone that does better impressions on the show. So if you do great impressions, please find me on social media at The Beardy Boy. And you can come on and you can do all these impressions for me.
Give us your best Bane.
Give us your best Bane. Give us your best Yinzer. I'll record them and I'll fix it on this piece of technology and make it work better. And then I'll just use that non-copyright, just how TikTok works.
Yeah, non-copyright.
So that is all the talking points of today. We've been at this now 38 minutes.
That's a good long while.
It's a good mile.
That's a good long while. That's about how long it takes me to do a mile.
Really? It takes you 38?
38
minutes. That's a little bit, I guess you're a walker, not a runner.
Yeah, I was always a walker. So I remember in high school, whenever you had to like run the mile and they would time you, I would run the straights and walk the curves. Probably average.
Run the straights and
12
walk
minutes
the
or so. It was a passing grade. You don't want to get sweaty for like third period math.
Yeah, that was always, I guess, more of a girl making a gender thing. But that was more of a girls didn't want to sweat.
We totally,
But
we got by.
Boys,
in gym class.
First period, don't matter. We're full out throwing dodgeballs.
All right, Tybo. All right, Billy Blanks, let's do this.
Yeah, how far do I get up that rope? Going to the top. Let's go. So we were talking about some social media stuff, and I wanted to talk about TikTok all day, every day.
Wow.
How it has taken my life over, and for many different reasons. Have you any experience of using TikTok?
So what I know about TikTok is, so I have a 14-year-old niece. She's like my best friend, right? Whenever this came about, is she 12? It's been around, I don't know how many years. Do you know its
first
inception?
it was an app called Musical, which originally was just with like
Musical.ly, something like that.
I'm sorry, Musical.ly. Maybe that was one. And it was just lip syncing.
Yes.
It was just really cool lip sync.
And nobody could do it well. Nobody was doing it right. I'm like, the whole point is to match it up. You don't look right.
And by the way, I remember the ads. And I think it was one of those ads where I actually clicked on like, ignore this ad. I'm so sick of this stupid thing.
Yeah.
And then it became TikTok.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, then I recall the Musical.ly where it was just a sort of matching up and fun thing. And then TikTok in my mind it still is, I guess it's morphed into something else now, but in my mind it's still middle school girls that are dressing way too provocatively and moving and slithering around in uncomfortable ways where I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I definitely don't want to log in. I don't want any more passwords to remember. Do you know that password anxiety is a real thing?
Oh my God, then that's my highest anxiety every day. I think my daughter has actually been like, oh man, Dad's putting in passwords. Like leaves the room when she knows. She's like, Dad, I'm not logged into Minecraft. Can you come help me? And she's like, goes and hides because she knows I'm going through the password tunnel.
Yeah.
But see, that's just my problem with bringing up TikTok, because the first thing they think is like, you perv. Yeah, I'm like,
but it's more than that, is it not?
So much. It's the same conversation when
especially if you're catering it to your own likes and interests.
And
it's even follow.
When I started making stuff for the internet, I was vlogging on YouTube a lot. That's when it was like brand new, and I was even at a point where I was making a little bit of money doing it. And
one of the first then.
Yeah, OG vlogger, And that's when I kind of realized when people were making fun of YouTube, like that's just for kids, it's just silly things. And then what I really started to use it for was actually teaching myself anything. Oh, totally. How do I gotta fix a car? How do I gotta change a tire? Yeah. How do I use this software? How do I, job interviews, like anything. Yeah. And then I realized you could watch YouTube in like double the speed.
I don't know how to do that, but
there's
if you
a little
teach me
setting.
How, that would be great. Yeah.
And then I start doing that, and I was like, it was like, just start sucking in knowledge, and I was like, this is better than school. And that's literally how I've been like developing my career. And at the same time, the way you could find entertainment that way, and how new comedians and form of entertainment. And that's how I was really locked into YouTube for a while, and why I started making stuff to YouTube. But then it kind of turned to like, it was mostly just vlogs and that kind of content. And like, just like kids open up toys. There's a lot of that. I thought it was going to be this whole new world of like short films and like different types of entertainment, but it never went that way. And so now I jumped into TikTok, and I realized after, it's been a couple years, but especially over the last few months of using it, the algorithm is so smart, it's got me. Oh. It knows, when you watch Netflix and you want to watch something, but you don't know what you want to watch.
Oh, they have the predictive thing now, yeah.
But and it tries, but you don't even do you like it? Is it good most of the time?
I haven't tried it, but
But you understand, like, we
have multiple users using one username.
Yeah, it's no different when you used to go through the channels, and you just can't find what you like, can't find what you like. You're on Netflix, you have everything you want. You have Disney Plus, everything you want. You have, what's the other one? Paramount now has one. But you just can't commit. You're just like, I don't want to watch The Office again 1,000 times. TikTok has done this for you. Huh. I have not. It's not like swipe, don't like anymore. It's like swipe, banger, watch the whole thing. Swipe, banger, watch the whole thing. And it's not like
just a cesspool.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's
in
not
a good way.
It's not like girls with shaking their butts. Yeah. It is like, a minute of like how to use cryptocurrency and like very detailed with green screen,
and if it's produced well,
produced well,
people that know how
like
to use a minute.
And then the next is like the funniest freaking meme joke I've ever seen ever. And then the next is how to make farming in your basement. And like that is how it is, and I love it.
So it's YouTube shortened. Is there a minute? It's a 60-second limit?
It's a 60-second limit, but now I think they also expanded it to 3 minutes. So you can either be 15, a minute, or 3 minutes. Those are the 3 versions of content.
Wow. And I don't know, man. It's just that, I guess I can't get over the hurdle in my mind of, I don't know.
The twerking?
What its inception was, all the stupid
it is
moves
tough
that you're
because
replicating.
It is like you'll go through a bunch, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I feel like I'm learning so much. I'm so entertained. I'm so addictive. New personalities. Man, that chick's got a nice butt. Come on, dang it! And it's like, that's how it goes, and it gets you, and like, TikTok is good because it's not just any good-looking butt. It has figured out the kind of butt that you like, very specific, sort of.
Oh
and
my gosh.
And I'm not saying just because the butts is just what I think, but like it's the same thing with eyes, and so I'm sure everyone has their own particular type of likes and whatever, and I'm sure it's throwing those things at them. So who knows? What would it trigger to you? Maybe it will show you an episode of Darkwing Duck, like your favorite, the favorite thing you remember from that show. You don't even know what your favorite what would be the clip, but one day you'll be on TikTok and you're like, oh my God, I forgot about that episode of Darkwing Duck.
But
That is hilarious.
where is the original footage coming from, though? Where is Darkwing Duck that we
Someone might have
it probably
pulled it.
is on Disney Plus, actually.
Probably,
Forget it.
actually.
All right.
Well, here's a weird thing that people are doing on TikTok that is like, you just said, what was that word we were talking about? What's the old stuff? When you like old things, you're nostalgic.
Yeah.
So someone has like redid their childhood bedroom, all right? So it has like a bigger TV, and they put in like a VHS of like Smallville, which is the old superhero Superman show. And then so it comes on with like the VHS style, and then the editor obviously put VHS style tracking, and it's all the person is putting it in, and you watch it, and it's just like makes it feel like you're a kid again.
I think I saw that.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's like time travel.
Isn't that something?
It's like time travel. Would you like to time travel for those kind of things?
I think revisit, yes, in a sense. You know what though? Any era that you go to, because you remember it with like a fondness. Mm-hmm. Every era has had its like total crapshoot.
Yeah.
Like there was political uproar in 1996, although it was the greatest year of music. So
yeah. In the 90s, Bill Clinton, he was doing good with the economy and stuff, right?
There was
something like that.
Something going on politically, something bad in the news. It's like it's just that it's shoved down our throats nowadays that everything is
I think about that too.
Face,
I was thinking about that driving down here. I was like,
back,
what if I didn't turn any of that on and I just focused on having a podcast with Stacy today?
Well,
like, would I even know?
But yeah, as far as time travel goes, would I be opposed? I don't know. To visit somehow, whether it's through watching something on VHS, that's a safe way to do it.
I think there's like going to be such many versions of time travel where it's like you can actually go back to a moment like an old birthday party, because there'll be so many cameras and stuff in the future. There's more, everything's. If something big happens, it's almost guaranteed there's a video of it. It's weird now. It's like, what happened? Where's the video? Like it's what they used to say.
Picture it didn't happen.
Yeah, if a tree fell in the woods and no one was there to see it, did it really fall? It's like, yeah, we have 30 angles of it over here, on a hard drive. Like it did happen. So
and it's in Grand Theft Auto and it looks real.
Yeah, so I think you're going to have these versions where I'm going to go and experience my birthday again, and you'll have that, and like maybe you'll edit it so it's a little nicer, a little that moment that like your parents made you cry. Just edit that out. And so when you go back in time,
what we have now. It's all highlight reels.
Yeah, it's all highlight. So did that moment actually even happen then?
Ooh.
But
comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, comment, like, and subscribe for these deep thoughts that Dustin's trying to get into. What I'm also saying, Stacy, it's like I think you're doing a good job of like trying to not be a part of like stuff with like keeping your sanity.
Love-hate relationship.
I think you're still gonna be hooked in like the rest of us, because you just might be behind. But you're going to get a chip, and you're going to be locked in.
You're going to get chipped.
You're going to get chipped, because it's just going to be more convenient. It's not going to be worth it. You're not, hey, it's going to say you want to use the self-driving car to get to work today. It's going to take you 30 seconds, or you can get in the drive yourself, and it's going to take you an hour and a half to get through all the weird future traffic.
I don't know, man. You look at any of these movies, if we're just going to reference movies again. My husband and I, we just watched Demolition Man not too long ago, where that's really the only one.
Me, you, and your husband need to hang out.
Yeah, we should just all watch movies together. So they're the only ones that where, they're predicting the future, but they didn't predict flying cars. They predicted the self-driving cars. You got Sandra Bullock. She's driving to work and doing all kinds of other things, which is, yes, happening now, I guess.
I want to sleep. I think sleeping would be my thing. Like, I want to go to Florida. Not that I actually want to go to Florida, but say if I wanted to go to Florida, just leave at night, getting my self-driving car and just sleep the whole way there instead of paying
there
for
would be
a
advantages.
Flight.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, I'll tell you what. The one thing that made me angry is the self-parking, the self-parking cars. I'm killer at parallel parking. You should see the spot I squeeze into down here downtown. I had an audience in a courtyard. I think I even curtsied when I got out. Just kidding. But dude,
I
that kind of stuff makes me mad. I'm like,
too.
technology, we don't need this. You guys need to just learn how to park.
You'll be the one.
So I am a curmudgeon when it comes
the car will drive itself the whole way, but then you'd be like, Autopilot, parking engaged. Like, no, turn that off. Check this out, kids.
Yep. One-handed.
That would be part of our
Hand on the
day
other.
in the life, though, when we do that. That's funny. But I think I'm really good, too, so maybe we should have a competition of
I've
how
always
well.
wanted to do a YouTube channel, in fact, of me parking a smart car. I've never driven one, but how small they are, the things you can put them in.
Can we make that
to parallel park?
Can we make that an entire podcast?
That's one I've wanted to do a long time.
I guess they have the comedians in cars, which was like an idea for a podcast. But it was just like the whole thing is you come and you got to parallel park.
Yeah.
You think if you get it, you win something. If you can only do it, the worst you get, you got to answer questions real quick. Do you ever, I know we're jumping around a lot, but you ever watch the show Hot Ones?
No.
The Wings? You've never seen the interview show Hot Ones?
Hot Ones. No. What is that on YouTube or TikTok?
Goodness, like we
Or
gotta
cable
hang out.
TV?
This is a YouTube show.
Okay.
Where Sean Evans is the host. I think he's one of the best interviewers of all time. Like, he is such a great interviewer.
accolade.
And they have all kind of celebrities, like huge celebrities on. And you eat wings as that progressively get hotter and hotter and hotter. And
Any water or milk?
you do have water or milk, but if you take it, you're just not as cool. Like, they say it's fine, but some people are like, I'm going to, do it.
Okay.
But what's crazy about it, when you get to the really hot wings, this weird thing happens where it's almost like the guests become drunk. Like, the spiciness does
That's funny.
something, and they get excited, and that he is so good at asking questions. He doesn't, like, give you a break. And so what happens is you get these extremely honest answers that they usually wouldn't say in regular interviews. And plus, I love wings and hot sauce. By the way, there's a wings shortage, so you can't get gas and you can't get wings right now.
Wing shortage.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard there was like a Chick-fil-A sauce shortage. It's probably because it's all like the millennial.
There is a sauce shortage.
Moms that have them in their fridge. I got the Polynesian.
You're right. There's those ones that they go to the store and they ask for extra sauce.
They
but
do,
They don't
and
use
then they
it
keep it in their
there,
fridge.
and they take it home.
They do. I know. All my female friends do that.
They're awful.
Yeah.
They're awful. Well, Stacy, we have jumped around so much. We even ended with the wings shortage.
I think we got to Kevin Bacon.
Did we get to Kevin Bacon? We can talk about Kevin Bacon a little bit. Here's my weird thing with Kevin Bacon with videos. There's an amazing video of him dancing in Footloose, because that's what you do in Footloose, where he's dancing all by himself through like the empty construction site or anything. You know that part of the movie, right?
I've seen
Have
it.
you seen Footloose?
I suffered through. I'm not a musical person.
But you can
I can't
picture
do
Footloose. You can picture Kevin Bacon dancing, and they edit the whole all the sound out, and they just put like the sound of him touching. And
That's
stuff.
kind of awesome.
So all you hear and see is.
See, that's funny. See, those kind of videos, I'll tell you what, they're
fucking
like, they're
hilarious.
novelty to me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can watch like 30 seconds of it. And then I'm like, oh, this is enough. Or say some, 14-year-old young boy from China, like doing a killer job of like AC/DC Thunderstruck on guitar. I missed it. Darn it. We're reading a
see what
smart
that
watch.
said?
It looks like you've taken a hard fall. Wait a minute.
Hold on, I gotta take a mess. I gotta take an emergency here.
What?
I gotta hit this right, otherwise it's gonna call 911.
Yeah. All right. He must have been doing weird movements because his watch is. What is it? Reading your movements? And
It's supposed to. It's never happened.
It looks
before.
like you've taken a hard fall, and it has the SOS thing on it as an option just now.
That is hilarious. So yeah, I was just smacking it around. I guess if I would hit the other button, but what if I hit the button so hard? If I wouldn't have done nothing, I guess it would have called 911.
Oh my gosh!
See, this thing can save your life. This is why you need one.
Yeah. Lifeline will do that too. Falling and I can't
Do you
get
have
up.
that? Do you have like that'd be really funny if all the stuff you did
That's
have.
what she has is Lifeline.
You pull off, you're like, actually, if I fall and I can't get up, I just hit this buttons right here. People come help me.
Oh gosh! I'm trying to think of what's in my house that I do have that is smart. Like a
You, I guess. You'd say
yeah,
yourself?
I'm the smartest entity in there. She's can be dense. I have an iMac, I have an iPad, and I have one of these phones.
And I think you'll slowly upgrade. Like you're just behind everybody else.
A little bit, and it's a beautiful place to be. I can get away with it because, 80s they were forcing credit cards on people, and then in the last 20 years they were forcing emails on people. You can't do a dang thing without an email. So
Yeah, email's going away too now, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Are you? Is that how you work? Is it its main email? Or
I'm
do
on
you guys
it.
have like a Slack or a messaging system up at the radio station?
Email, and then we'll do the Microsoft Teams. Kind of thing
Microsoft
to,
Teams.
for the face-to-face entity, but no chat going through there, just email.
Yeah. See, I think it's slowly going to be basically no email, where it's something
Yeah.
just Teams everywhere. It's just going to be the
could,
future
yeah,
of just
yeah.
like, I don't think I've ever seen my daughter call someone like normal. Like,
Oh, no.
Even this. Do you know this right
Even
here?
I've integrated
People
away from
like if
phone
you show
calls.
a kid like this, they're like, "What's this mean?" Like chill. Like they're like, "No,
First of
phone."
all, it was cowabunga. Then it meant a phone.
And then it was phone, but now it's I don't know.
They probably already
horns?
have a new meaning for it that we're not down enough to know.
Yeah, we're not, and I'm sure it's like racist or mean or like whatever.
knows?
Like who knows anymore? You can't
Goodness.
do anything. All right, I think we are going to wrap it up because now we actually had an extra 20 minutes since the last time I pointed out the time. So
That's 58.
that's 58. 50. Oh, you're doing math. Okay.
I think it was 38 when you said it.
Oh, right. I'm trying to produce and think, this is difficult. I'm trying to
He's a
drink
one-man
water.
show.
There's not even water in here, so I'm going to pretend to drink it.
It's never in there whenever it's Jimmy Fallon either. People go like this.
Yeah, I was like, what I'm really doing is I'm
didn't drink
trying to
anything?
find, I realized that like I typed in my notes that are supposed to be synced up all the time, that my outro that I had written here, it's not there. So I got to try to figure out how to do this by myself and say goodbye without
Whoa.
looking at my notes. So first off.
We do a clinky,
Yeah,
clinky,
clinky. Oh, there we go.
And then
You got to drink it. You got to
Oh,
drink it.
yeah,
That's how you got to drink it. All right, Stacy, thank you so much for coming on the show today and going through our minor technical difficulties. You probably don't care to give your Twitter or anything out because you don't want anyone following you, or how's that work?
Well, they're not the same. I wish they were congruent. At Stacy on the radio on Instagram. That's STACY for you layman. And then at Radio Stacy on Twitter.
Yeah, you can just lean over and
But
then you can see
even
your
that, yeah,
face. There it is.
STACY, there it is.
Yeah.
But if you try finding one or the other on either entity, you'll find me because I
Yeah.
follow the chick that has Radio Stacy, who has 2 followers.
I saw that.
I'm one of 'em.
I was annoyed by that. I was so annoyed by that. I was like, that's not the real Stacy I
worst.
want.
Can I buy that from you? You haven't tweeted since 2013.
Anyway, guys, this is Smart House. We are on the OnPoint Podcasting Network, and we are produced by TheGateway.media. You can find us at www.thegateway.media. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for watching.
HTTP://www.